Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for 12/4/2020. This is the rune Manaz. Now, Manaz is the rune of self, but in this position, in this reading, it is reversed. Now, when Manaz is reversed, it's really speaking about self-love. It is speaking about getting out of your own way. It is speaking about those obstacles that we put in front of ourselves. Today's reading is definitely a little bit of tough love, but if you are here, then you recognize that it's all for your good, for your highest good, for your growth, for your knowledge, for your evolution, and it's all said out of love, unconditional love for you, for the journey that we share. So this Manaz reversed really speaks about blockages, and it speaks about blockages within oneself. It speaks about getting clear on what it is that's blocking you. And when we pull that Manaz in the reversed position like this, it is always us. It is always that we are getting in our own way. And this hanged man, when he is like just kind of chilling there, all peaceful and whatnot, to me, that's almost like getting himself out of his own way. You can't do much damage other than like all the blood rushing to your head when you're hung up, strung up like this, right? He doesn't seem to be stressed. He doesn't seem to be, he's like chill, he's got some nice flowers to look at. He's staying out of his own way. And that's really what this shift is about staying out of your own way. This Queen of Swords right there in that middle position, this is the first card that I draw. It always goes into that middle position. And it's really talking about this sense of maturity, objectivity, and an unbiased eye, an unbiased judgment or discernment of self in this reading, specifically of self, where we can look at our what we would call faults, where we look at our weaknesses, where we look at our strengths from an objective point of view, not from a biased space of I'm stupid or I'm wrong or everybody says that I can't do this. It is looking at it from a very clear point of view and knowing what to cut away and what to improve and what to shift and how to look at this from a new perspective. First, we have to cut away all of those things that come from our own ingrained bias about ourselves. Just as we have systemic bias, we also have personal bias that's grown right in us. This Knave of Swords is talking about looking at it from a different perspective, looking at ourselves from a different perspective. You can see this third eye here that is really kind of looking at things not from a heartfelt, emotional place, but rather from a space of what can be cleared away, what is serving us and what is not serving us. And it really is us tapping into that third eye, to that intuition, to figure this stuff out. We have to be able to pull ourselves in to an objective viewpoint. Today, when I grabbed my crystals, I grabbed one of these tiger's eye. And you know that the tiger's eye really speaks on that intuition. It's a great one to carry around with you if you're trying to have an epiphany. And in this reading, it's really talking about that space where we're looking at ourselves objectively and trying to figure this out. And something that is coming through incredibly clearly that I need for you to absorb. If there's nothing else in here that you can like wrap your head around, looking at yourself objectively and figuring out where you are blocking your own way. And again, I've said this for the last 2 or 3 days, this is not about blaming the victim. This is about stepping into a space of empowerment to really look at our own behavior. According to the cards, you're ignoring all the signs that you're given. If your guide dropped out of the sky in front of you and told you exactly what was going on and what you needed to cut out, you would look at it and go, that can't possibly be happening. There's no way. I don't believe it. And it doesn't seem to matter what type of a thing you are manifesting, what type of a thing the universe is manifesting, what type of signs you get. You are just not buying into it. You are rejecting every time that something happens. Often, it's you manifesting something. This Ace of Swords in the upright talks about manifestation, and this Ace of Swords reverse just pretty much, along with this Knight of Cups, saying you are manifesting stuff. It's just not all good stuff. In fact, this was one of our cards yesterday. You are manifesting, but it's not the stuff you want. And even when you recognize, hey, I was just talking about that and now it's here in front of me, you won't believe that that's a sign, and you won't buy in to the hype that this is all happening for you. You just don't believe that you're worthy. This is not an easy space to be in. We do have to carry a level of suspended disbelief, like when you watch a movie. We do have to kind of weigh everything on the scales of whether something is true or not true, whether it's true for us but not true for others, whether it comes from a painful experience of ours or whether it comes from, something that's going to help us grow, or both. This is all about self-awareness, self-reflection, looking at what we are doing and seeing how we can change our own behavior and our own beliefs to create something brand new in our lives. It's not easy, but it is so worth it. And the connection with divine that comes from this sort of embracing and integrating takes you beyond what you could possibly imagine in your energy, in your life, in your emotions. It changes everything. You are beloved, you matter, and you are so very loved.